Go and listen to Mr. Singh. Thank you, Annie.
$100. So from $2,000 down to $1,600, we were able to stop that and make sure the help that Canadians get remains $2,000 per month. That's a major victory for Canadian workers and for Canadians. Secondly, we're able to now just confirm that the proposed legislation will include paid sick leave that will help millions of Canadians. Today marks the first step in achieving the first ever in the history of our country federal paid sick leave for Canadian workers. And it's the first step towards our ultimate goal of ensuring all Canadian workers have paid sick leave from now and forever. So today is a historic moment where we have, in the first time ever in this country's history, established a federal paid sick leave. And I'm really proud that this is going to help so many Canadian workers. People who are worried about getting sick in this pandemic will now know, when this legislation passes, that there will be paid sick leave for them. Donc, je suis tellement heureux aujourd'hui d'annoncer que le travail qu'on a fait,
with the work we did and what we obtained. First, the Liberals had wanted to stop, they wanted to reduce emergency benefits by $400, so $2,000 to $1,600. We stopped that, and now we'll continue with the $2,000. So that's one big success for the people. Second, we were able to obtain in the bill paid sick leave. And we're very excited because it's the first time in the history of our country that we will have paid sick leave, a federal program for our Canadian workers. It's incredible, and this is a big success a big win for workers, and we're so happy that shows for us it's a first step toward getting the goal of getting a permanent paid sick leave for all workers across the country. And we started with that today. And now I'm ready for your questions.
Take any of your questions you might have.
We'll now start the question period. We'll start with the question on the phone, and then we'll turn into the room. Nous allons maintenant commencer la période de questions. On va commencer
avec les questions. First at the phone, and then we'll turn to the room, like usual.
Question, one follow-up. Une question, une
one
question.
Question, one follow-up. Operator, first question on the phone.
Our first question is from Althea Raj from HuffPost Canada. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks. You said that you wanted to ensure access. So can you walk us through how the new measures, because obviously, well, I don't know, everybody else has seen it, but I haven't seen it, what the deal is. What exactly are you changing in the language that was in the legislation, and how is this a first step in your mind towards a permanent program?
So for the first part of the question, what the Liberals were proposing would help thousands of Canadians. What we have achieved will help millions of Canadians. That's the scale of the difference. With the work that we've done now, millions of Canadians, millions more will be able to access this paid sick leave, which is a massive increase in terms of the help that Canadians get. And we're really proud of that work. And in terms of why this is the first step ever, because this is the first time ever in the history of our country that we have a federal program now for paid sick leave. This is the first time it will start. And we want to see this program become permanent. That's our ultimate goal, to see a permanent paid sick leave for all Canadian workers. Establishing this paid sick leave, which will help millions of workers, is a first step towards, and we believe this is a first step towards creating the permanent program that should be a part of our Canadian social safety net.
Okay, but Mr. Singh, can you speak not in generalities? What is it specifically that makes this now a program that can help millions of people? You have said in the past that you didn't like the fact that it was tied to COVID-19. Are you scrapping that language? What makes this new deal that you have struck accessible to more people specifically?
So there's limitations on what we can disclose, since this bill will be presented in Parliament. And for parliamentary privilege purposes, we've got to respect that. But I can tell you that is the definition. And because we were able to broaden it, this will now be accessible to millions rather than thousands. That's really the impact. And once the bill is made public and folks can review it, they will see what we were able to achieve was to essentially allow millions more access to this paid sick leave, when before it was only thousands.
Operator, next question on the phone.
Thank you. Merci. As a reminder, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad to ask a question. Donc, de nouveau, appuyez sur étoile 1 maintenant pour poser une question. Notre prochaine question est de Mélanie Marquis de La Presse. À vous la parole.
Bonjour, M. Singh. Vous aviez présenté la bonification de ce qui allait succéder à la TCU de 400 à 500 $, comme
the CRB from 400 to 500, and you also got unpaid or paid sick leave, and that was all conditional to your supporting the throne speech. Now we have an agreement. Are you now able to say that the NDP will support or not the throne speech?
Donc,
thank you for the question.
Ce que j'ai dit aujourd'hui, ce sont des garanties qu'on a obtenues pour le projet de loi.
That we obtained for this bill.
On va voir si c'est exactement ce qu'on a parlé de, notre accord, si ça,
exactly what we spoke
ça a été
of, if our
réfléchi
agreement, if it's been
dans ce qui est présenté lundi.
In what is presented Monday.
Si c'est exactement ce qu'on a obtenu, et c'est dans le projet de loi de lundi,
and it's in the bill on Monday,
on va appuyer
we
le projet de loi, et puis oui,
and then, yes, we will support the throne speech.
On continue d'avoir des inquiétudes avec le fait que le gouvernement dit une chose et fait l'autre chose.
How they say one thing and do another. A lot of nice words, but not followed by action. But if it is in the bill, we will support it, and we will also support the throne speech.
So if what we've agreed upon is reflected in the bill that's presented on Monday, if all the same elements are still there, then we will be able to support that bill. And yes, we will be able to support the throne speech. I still maintain my concerns that the Liberal government likes to say a lot of empty words and don't back it up with actions. But if this agreement is reflected in the bill that's proposed, if the same language is there, we will support the bill, and we will also support the throne speech.
Merci.